I'm a big Tupac guy as well.
I'm a big Tupac guy too.
Yeah.
Big Tupac guy. Big friend of the show.
Big friend of the show.
Rest in peace. Or is he resting in peace?
We don't know.
Resting in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, resting in Puerto Rico. That's right. Yeah.
Private Conversations, episode 5. We've got another special guest with us today.
Thank you.
Big friend of the show.
Big friend of the show.
Huge fan.
HECZ.
Big
OpTic Gaming.
Let's go.
But do you go by your full name ever?
Hector Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Hernandez.
Yeah.
Alias El Herculano.
Oh, that's a long one.
that's a good
Okay.
Chonito Chonaco. So
That's
the whole thing.
I don't know if that's part of it, is it?
No, it is.
Really?
Yeah. Chonito Chonaco. So my dad's Chon. Long story. It's my cousin. It's a cousin thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Our guy, Manny, that you met earlier, his real name, let me tell you real quick. It's actually really crazy. It's Gino Vivo Emanuel de los Santos Jumalan Jr.
I like it.
That's his whole name.
You have to do that over there. I mean, I don't think that you have to do that now, but back in the day in Mexico, so I was born in El Paso, Texas, in 1980. But I was only born in the United States because my mom was a caretaker in El Paso side. So very smartly, my mom had me on the American side, but I lived in Juarez up until I was 13 years old. But back then, again, where I was going to say you have to use both of your last names. So because there's so many Hector Raul Rodriguez says that if you add another layer of you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It makes it easier.
It drills it down a
Yeah,
little
it drills
more.
it super down because the birth date isn't enough.
Juarez, though? Wow.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
It's different back then, right?
No. So
Okay.
No. I mean, it's not as bad as it is today, right? But I can clearly. I was just talking to my dad about this. I can clearly remember one day I was outside the porch area of our house, and I hear squeaky tires like, "Arr!" And then they turn the corner, and then they start zooming down the hill. There was a cop behind him. This fat little fuck just bah, bah. Can we swear?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Bah, bah, shooting. My dad grabs me, and I'm like, "No, I want to see what happens." Right? But yeah, no, it was crazy.
So you mentioned something a minute ago that leads me to something that I wanted to talk to you about. You mentioned that you were born in 1980. Mm-hmm. I'm also an 80s baby, and in our generation, we grew up in a generation of get off those video games. This will never turn into anything. You're wasting your time. You're wasting brain cells, whatever it may be. As someone who was born in 1980, when did you know and how did you fall into gaming as a profession and as a lifestyle?
Dude, I mean, I was 26 when I started playing video games, like seriously playing video games. It was 2006. Call of Duty 2 had just come out like a year before that, and Call of Duty 3 sucked, right? So it's like, whatever. But I think nowadays it's a lot easier for parents to be okay with the fact that a child's passion could become the way that they make their money and the way that they live their life. You know, obviously it's been said a million times on the internet, especially on finance and hustle sort of culture and stuff, that you know, I can show you a sad ass millionaire any day of the week, and it's rare where you find a truly happy millionaire where you can have somebody making $60,000 a year doing what they love to do, and they're just as happy as ever.
Right.
Got to the point to where I was discussing it with a business partner that I'm like, man, I wish I didn't want so much shit. I wish I was just content with the stuff that I have. But I just, you know, it's become a game to me now, so I just want more. And I like stuff, yeah.
Do you have, so I'm at this point where it's like I'm battling that myself, but some of the things that I've been trying to purchase are not really good assets,
Yeah.
you know? Like I just feel like I need a Ferrari.
Mm-hmm. Same. I feel like I need a Lambo, and you know, and the discipline that I have to not pull the trigger on that is commendable, if I do say so myself. Good do it, but it is there is a lot of merit in thinking about the fact that you could spend that money on that, or you can buy X amount of properties, Airbnb them so that they can pay for themselves, and also have enough cash left over to help you pay the note
Correct.
on that on that car.
Ferrari or whatever.
It's funny because I'll catch myself like 3-4 years ago saying like, oh man, I'd never buy that. It's too expensive. Doesn't make any sense. And then now that I make more money, you look at things completely different. So now when you go back to review that thought, you're like, I mean, sure, why not?
Yeah.
It's okay now.
It's not as crazy.
It doesn't hurt as much.
It's not as crazy.
It's not as crazy.
Now you said 2006, so you didn't grow up with the Atari, Super Nintendo, PlayStation, everything like that.
Yeah, Atari 2600, the wood panel one. My favorite video game on that was Frankenstein, Mrs. Kangaroo, and Indiana Jones.
I like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that was like the only video game that I had, and then there was this like massive gap in like almost 5 years where my dad didn't get us anything. It was humble beginnings and stuff, and they had to work and stuff. But I think that they could have afforded a Nintendo. You know what I mean? Put me on game and shit, but they didn't.
Are you a Nintendo or PlayStation type of person?
Well, two different eras. Nintendo or Sega. That would be like a more relatable
Okay,
question.
there you go. Yeah, okay,
Nintendo for
Sega.
sure.
Same
But
here.
I love Sega. Echo the Dolphin was one of my favorites. Sonic the Hedgehog, Altered Beast. Look, I know the way that I grew up shouldn't be this like. I shouldn't have this much nerd inside of me, but I do, and I love it.
I do too. I grew up on all of that stuff. I was lucky enough to. I wasn't, spoiled, but my dad was a tech guy, and so when new technology comes out, my dad has to have it. Whether it was Nintendo, Sega, whatever was coming out at the time, we had to have the new technology, computers, all of that.
My
stuff.
favorite game on 64 was Conker's Bad Fur Day. I don't know if you guys ever played that. It was like it was a shooter game, but you were like dressed up as like. Oh, it's funny. It's Conker's too. Shout out to Conker's.
Actually, really funny.
But he was like a little stuffed animal, and it's like super gory. But you were like a teddy bear, like different things like that, and you could shoot their heads off and stuff.
Mine was
great game.
Super Nintendo. I liked Killer Instincts. Ooh, that was like one of my favorite games, bro. Play the shit out of that.
Shit.
Yeah,
That by far one of my favorite games.
And then Battletoads was also for Nintendo.
Ultra.
I know typically like when I'm a guest on other people's podcasts, I usually let people sort of like guide the conversation, but I kind of want to let your audience get a couple of like more insight about you guys, right? Like you guys set out to be in the fashion, sort of industry and sneaker culture and all that stuff. But then all of a sudden you have this opportunity to become a media company, which is what you guys are going through right now, right? Like you have this opportunity to be what you guys set out to be, but also because of the amount of ability to share with people, you guys are now becoming a media company. Same way that you see Complex having their own stuff. Like this is something that you guys have, I think, almost a leg up on everybody else, because I've been following the sneaker culture for a long time. Not as don't ask me what those are. I don't know what those are on the left that Michael's wearing. What are they? They have a name, right?
That's
Jedi,
Star Wars.
or
It's a Star Wars. What is it?
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
The Boba Fett. Now I see why it's called a Boba Fett,
You
right?
should have known that. I feel like
Yeah.
you Star Wars type of guy.
I am a super Star Wars type of guy.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it looks like it. But again, like from this, if I examined it, I'm not going to be like the blindfold test that you guys did for your employees, right? Where you're like,
Right. It's definitely a hard thing to do.
Holy shit, that was impressive. Yeah.
There's people on there saying, "How did you not get that?" But in all reality, it's like when you blindfold yourself and your senses are only your hand, it's very hard to.
I still want to run that back because I want to see my own knowledge, because I feel like I'd be good at it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not.
I mean, we're talking all the way down to the specific
That's
name.
so crazy. You guys are nuts. The amount of knowledge that's in there.
It's
Nerds.
nuts that 3 of them made it to the finals. They all kept getting it right, where we had to keep pulling another shoe. I just didn't know how they were doing that. Like that patent Fearless Jordan 1.
Yeah.
Like, how did Hayden know that?
I have no idea.
Like, I know how because
It's because he's also thinking like, what do we have in the store that these guys can pick from? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like he's using
so
that
he's
part.
narrowing it
Yeah,
down.
it's a little bit easier to guess when you're like already, and he's one of our top sales guys, so he knows every freaking shoe in that store. You know.
Speaking of shoes, I see what you brought today.
Yeah, there's some light MF Tooms.
You a fan all around?
Yeah, man. Even my name, you don't spell my name unless it's in all caps.
Oh,
Hex. So I even tell them like on legal documents is like lowercase. I'm gonna fix that, and especially with especially with the optic stuff with the capital T. Remember how I corrected?
Yes.
Like that was so pivotal from the beginning. Like I don't know how this came natural to me, but I just knew that everything had to have a thing, right? And it had to be uniform every single time to make it easier for somebody to get attached to a particular thing. And how do you separate optic from every all the other optic things that exist, right? Optic nerve, something like capitalizing the T. And look, that was the name of that. The capitalization of that came way before I even came into the picture. So Shout out to that dude Casey or somebody who came up with that. It may have been Diesel, who's still not only a great friend of mine, but my teammate on a daily basis.
I wanted to ask that. What does OpTic mean?
To me, everything.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, next to family, of course, like this is the thing that gets me up in the morning.
Because we were like, okay, is op like opted, like you're opted, and then it's a tick, like the ticks.
Yeah.
Like we're trying to figure out, is there something deeper with the name?
I don't look. I fantasize about what it could mean to people, and that it's in the shape of a scope, or in the same as a camera lens. The T looks like crosshairs,
right?
So it's like we were a traditionally sniper, like when I first started, it was like strictly snipers.
Okay,
we're only going to use snipers. And at the time, like competitive Call of Duty wasn't that big of a thing. Even gaming as competitive gaming as a whole, esports wasn't even named esports at that point. So at that time, it was just like this thing that people were doing, and there were competitions, sure. But at that time, I was just like, what's going to separate us from the pack? And we're like, let's just use snipers. We're the first of its kind sniper team. Then from sniper team, OpTic, you have the Face Clans. Shout out to them. What other teams were there? Obey, shout out to Obey Alliance. And that's it. That's pretty much it. Era. I mean, if I forgot about you should have worked harder.
So no specific meaning, just whatever you see it as individually?
Yeah, I think so. Specifically on the way that it's spelled and capitalized, for sure.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I mean, I think it's become way more than just gaming. So now it's like OpTic. Obviously, the things that the things that we're doing, and when I reached out to you guys, like, one, massive fan, love what you guys have built. Obviously, I pride myself in being able to spot talent early on and know where the trajectory is going if they have the proper room to spread their wings, and that's where I sort of came in here and I said, I thought to myself, I'm like, well, first help out, and then see if you can, help even more. And when you guys were doing this whole, the media stuff, I'm like, man, they need a podcast. I want to hear more about what they have to say, selfishly, right? Because I need entertainment the way that anybody else out there needs entertainment. Like, what do you guys consume content? Creating content on a daily basis for the past 15 years, like, as an entertainer, you also need to be entertained.
Sure,
right. And things that interest you.
And I think it's important we talk about that too, that we had been thinking about doing a podcast, but I feel like HECZ was the push to really do it.
To me, it was the response we got from HECZ.
Right.
So we've been talking about it, and then we did it. And after we did it, I felt great. And then when we put it out, and I made that little clip and I put it on my IG, and I got flooded by, when I say I've never had hundreds of people respond to me in a influential manner of saying, I needed this. You helped me. This saved my day. This saved my life. From the message that we had, the spiritual message,
Jesus,
and the impact that it had, let me know, okay, I'm holding on to things that are valuable that could help people. Whether it's, you could be having a bad day and you just saw the upload, Private just upload a new podcast, got to tune in, and then their whole day changes, or the message within that podcast could change somebody's day, life. It could turn them around a complete 180. And so I felt like we were kind of being greedy by not sharing what we had.
I don't think it was greed as much as the opportunity to share has always been there, and you just didn't know that people wanted to know more about you, because again, you guys just set out to do what, right? Run a business in something that you are passionate about, which is sneakers, and that.
This was never the end game. Podcast, YouTubes, none of this. It was always a cool, we should do that, a cool idea. It
was more
cool
it was more to just get the name out, as far as getting more people to come to the store. The original.
I didn't think people were going to fall in love with us individually and our characters.
Are you kidding me? Literally,
I don't know.
I saw the second that I met all of you and saw the interaction, I immediately said, I'm like, that's a fucking show right there. I literally, your look. It's characters, literal characters, right? Your demeanor, now that you get to know, I mean, from a purely put these three dudes on a poster, you're interested, right? Look at the way they dress. It's not, you're not wearing regular glasses, neither of you. You know what I mean?
Cartier.
Yeah,
YSL.
If you, Yves Saint Laurent has, I mean, they stopped making my favorite cologne of all time. It was my dad. Shout out to my dad being fresh. But it came in a tall, almost pink button. Not to deviate, but where I was going with my props to you guys is that there was immediately something that I was like, man, that's fucking cool. They're cool dudes. And you know, it was once we started producing content, I'm like, oh my god, I see what's gonna happen.
The cool part is A, you were there for us for the YouTube channel. You gave us a great push in the beginning, which we still have fans till this day. And B, you pushed us with the podcast. So I just want to give you your flowers on pushing us in the direction because you saw it in us before we saw it in us.
So that let me tie that back to the question you were asking a little while ago about us getting more to the media side. And a lot of that has been the result of a lot of lil bro treatment from people. And I kind of touched on this in one of the last episodes about how certain brands understand what we do and they see the potential of what we do and they appreciate it and they're willing to work with us, and others aren't. And so that's kind of what we were almost cornered to this position. So like none of us have blue checks, right? We need an article on a major publication for Instagram standards to say, okay, these guys are confirmed for a blue check. And it's like,
Dude, just talks a page, man.
We need an article from these places, but then all of these media companies are just taking our pictures and making their own articles to put out on their media
and tagging us, but that doesn't count. It's not about
talking about hundreds. Hundreds.
No, again, and look, I know that the blue check is meaningful to a lot of people. I got mine on Twitter when I had like 16,000, but I was also there in 2009.
Yeah,
right. Like from the beginning,
there wasn't a lot of people with
there wasn't.
2009.
Yeah, bro, early, dude.
Early blue check boy.
Early blue check boy.
Damn.
Yeah,
crazy.
Oh no, it's a tweet. It's a tweet, right?
I will say, I think we're gonna do a first on this podcast. It's not here yet, but I think we're gonna do an early bird pair
for me.
Live. It's we're gonna show this wasn't planned
it's
at all.
only right to do it. It's only right. It was no what you say. It's only right.
It's only right.
It's only right.
I mean, we do have something
to the
for you though.
Oh, we have that also, but I just got word of something else.
Wait, I mean, don't show it to me now, please. Let's because I'm gonna leave with it and I'm gonna put it in my closet.
Okay.
Yo, you guys should do like closets. Okay, let's, if you don't mind. Let's reel it back in.
Okay,
where you were
reel it
going.
back in.
On the little bro treatment. When I hear that as a spectator and a fan, I say to myself, "Man, fuck him." You know what I mean?
That's Larry's mentality.
I think from now on, you're not a little bro to no one. I can tell you that as an outsider perspective who's been doing this thing for over a decade. Some consider me an expert. I consider me an expert. Now I will say, I do like a little bit of myself, so if I sound like I'm conceited or that,
you're good.
You have to have a little bit of
it's
that.
because I am. Goddamn it. Listen, if it wasn't for the self-belief that I have in myself, I wouldn't have been able to accomplish that. And a lot of people get told you're too presumido, which means you're too conceited, or whatever. I'm like, man, those people were gifted self-confidence for a reason. And when people try to knock that down because they themselves are shy or they themselves don't have the courage to put it all on the line and go for it, that's on them. Yeah. Don't, if I'm not saying conceited in one of those mean ways. If you're like me and you're trying to make it a comedy out of it, then it's awesome. But don't let anybody tell you that self-confidence is a negative.
I'll say two things. One, we've been doing this just as long as some of the people that have been little broing us. That's the weird part about it. We're just now making it publicly known.
Yeah, but do you know why that is though? It's because they see what's happening.
Yeah, for sure.
They say that
it's a snowball effect.
They say that little bro, they're gonna see little bro's gonna cast a big fucking shadow, and then they're gonna have to remember how they treated you when they treated you the way that they treated you.
That's right.
And that's kind of like even like with SneakerCon, like the owner, he reached out to us way early.
Yeah,
was like, I see potential. I don't want to be that guy that jumps the bandwagon when you guys are huge. I want to build. Yeah. And then since then, he took us in, and collectively, both of us have been, building each other up and creating this path with them. And that's kind of like the same situation with you. Like, you took us in and befriended us way, way, way before there was ever a YouTube channel or a podcast. I mean, you were also trying to build your media room, so you're coming in and buying all these cause dolls and things from me.
Now they just sit in my closet. No one sees them but me and my wife.
What? They're not even out?
No, they're in my closet.
Bro, that's like my collection. I have a whole collection that I just kept in boxes.
I'm gonna show you a picture.
Huge collection.
Also, for spectators out there, when, you know, and I get this on my podcast too, where like they see me on the phone. Sometimes I'm doing research to show and not necessarily not being a part of the conversation. So please forgive me.
Yes.
And you know, we're busy people and we're hustlers and we can multitask. Again, just because you can't multitask, motherfucker, don't tell them
Bro,
they can't.
that's right.
some of the best multitaskers in the world.
Also, to add to what we're talking about, secondly, a lot of the little bro treatment comes from the fact that those people who are little broing you are on top, and only so many people can fit up there.
Yeah.
You know, and so the minute you take
The spot.
one from another, you know, you get replaced. And then the next thing you know, those people, definitely just sitting up there. That looks cool though.
So I will say this: that's a very cool display, even though it's.
I was
in
about to say, is this a closet? This is your closet. Your closet looks like a store.
Yeah, it definitely looks like a store.
Yeah, but I pay for it, so it's work for
And
it.
so
That's right.
in all reality, I feel like sometimes they're just protecting themselves. You know?
Yeah.
But then once the roles switch, they're forced to just kind of put their guard down.
The coldest thing that you can do to people that you feel do you wrong or treat you different is to not allow them to exist in your brain or in your conversation.
For sure.
Yeah.
We're very positive people.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's why it surprises me when you guys give those, you know.
We're highlighters.
A lot of it is for the sake of storytelling, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like
I
people
like
are
it.
people are going through this journey with us, and they're expecting a certain outcome. When you're creating content, you have to tie up the story, and so sometimes these loose ends, and so it leaves a lot of people asking, "Hey, what happened here? What happened here?" And so sometimes it's like you have to kind of go in and tie up the story, but then I think also there's other lessons in entrepreneurship. These guys out there watching, a lot of them look up to us in the business that we own and what we do, and they have to understand that it's not all glitz and gold, and that there are, you know, different bumps in the journey. And so I like being transparent about some of that too. You know, some people just think that Full Fit Larry should just be plugged with every marketing team on the planet, but to much avail, you know, it doesn't go that way. It doesn't go that way.
Yeah.
So aside from that, like there's layers.
Yeah.
And so there's also layers to HECZ.
Yeah.
And one of those layers that I wanted to just kind of touch on a little bit is just your gift for art and what you've done growing up to where you are now. You know, you do graffiti, and that was one of those things that you're passionate about, I'm sure, which was
My first love ever.
way before.
Yeah.
You mind telling us just a little bit of how it started, some cool stories or anything?
So I discovered graffiti in 1993. I was 13 years old. I had just gotten to the United States. It may have been 1993 and a half, or I was 14 in 1994. But, you know, you say gift for graffiti, and all I see in my head is like the endless hours that I sat there trying to draw good letters. So I'm not a natural born artist. Like my letters, like if you told me to, I can draw shapes, right? But if you say it's like on a scale from 1 to 10, how good of a graffiti writer are you? I would say I'm close to like a 7, and that's all on hard work. I have the affinity for drawing, but God didn't give me the hand-eye coordination or the ability to do this. So luckily, I have a really one of my best friends in this world. His name is Omens from world-renowned graffiti artist, super good. Known him for over 25 years. One of my best friends. He is the ultimate. Just he was gifted something, right? That just has allowed him to be anything and everything that I would ever want to be as an artist. But you know what graffiti did for me originally, without knowing it was graffiti, it's a good icebreaker with the ladies. You know what I mean? Like I came here, didn't speak English. It took me a while. It didn't take me a while. Like in 6 months, I was able to have a conversation.
Right.
A year later, I was able to lose the accent or as much of it as I could. But yeah, I you know, it was a way I would draw girls' names. I'd be like, here you go, baby.
Were you old enough? You weren't old enough to get spray paint.
Yeah, I mean, if look, I'm not recommending anything
Explain.
here. You could, you know, racking is like a thing. You can steal paint.
Is that what you were doing whenever you were younger?
Look, that's for. Look, we're not putting me on the spot like that.
I know, but
You
I'm
what
just
I'm
saying.
I mean, well, the
it's-
statute.
It's past the statute of limitations.
Yeah, the statute
I mean, I'm
7
over here
years, I
telling
think,
stories.
right?
You got to get it how you live
40,
sometimes.
Yeah.
40,
I was kicking toasters 20 years ago.
30 years. Hey, you know what? The story that you told about the toasters reminded me. I used to work at a bank, First Bank and Trust, Company of Illinois, still around in Palatine, Illinois.
Okay.
It was me, my boy Angel, my boy Mario, and my boy Jesus. We used to work there. We were literally tellers there. But in the back, in the drive-through, bro, it was like exactly what you were doing. But we were tackling boxes. We were throwing
At the bank?
at the literal bank.
Because you think of like bank
Super
tellers
locked
as
down.
responsible human beings.
Not us.
Like I could see kids in the back of Macy's like jumping in the
Yeah.
pillows and stuff, but I just never think of
You
my
also
bank
throw
teller as
let-
tackling boxes.
Letter openers, we would like throw them in a Target.
That sounds like
Because you
something I would
imagine
do.
there's so many cameras in a bank, right, to
Yeah.
protect
This
the
is
money.
1998.
So there's nothing.
Yeah.
There was a single camera. I even thought about. I'm like, how would I rob this thing if I could? And we would have like, I said, how would you do it? It's like, no, this is. What about this camera? You're like, fuck. All right, cool. So we were like, we did it. We weren't going to, but it was.
You gotta play out the scenario.
You know, if you had to, if you had to imagine it, you can imagine it. So, yeah. So the graffiti thing, again, I think that I have one of the most diverse, if not from a quantity perspective, most graffiti magazines in the world. I just have hundreds, if not thousands of them. And I've been collecting them since 1995. Yeah, somewhere around that area. So graffiti to me has always been like the most appealing thing in this world, because as much as art is a, I don't know, it's what is it? What's the word that I'm looking for? It is subjective, right? You like what you like and you don't when you don't. Graffiti is very, very much a game of skill and competition.
I love graffiti.
Yeah, it's competition. It's who can get up more, who's got
Adrenaline too, though.
Well, explain that. So it's about who can get more pieces out in a city.
If that's what if you're a bomber, yeah.
Or like, how high can you climb to
Sure.
get something crazy?
How crazy of a spot you get.
Yeah,
like a
because there's times where
location-wise?
you're on the highway and there's an overpass for an exit, and
you're
there's
like,
just
how
a
did
big
you
graffiti
even do
thing.
that?
Yeah, how'd you get up there?
Hex, tell us.
Just walk along the line, hold on to
we're
the
talking like the
interstate
front
highway,
of
like-
You just hold on to the thing.
Yeah, you have
like
to,
you're
like,
risking
hang
your
off the
life.
edge.
literally,
like-
and that's the other thing. Like, did Picasso ever risk his life to paint his name somewhere? No. So for me, right? For me, it's always been about like, you know, the harder you go for something that you're passionate about, the better you're going to be at it. Unfortunately for me, like my skill got me to where the skill got me. Same in gaming, right? Like in gaming, like I could never be a pro player because just God didn't give me these things, right?
So you were never a pro player? I thought you were.
Look, I won a championship.
Okay, so you're a pro player.
Look, if
You're a pro. You're retired pro.
There's a lot of gamers out there that truly understand the nature of what it takes to be a pro player, and that I am
Fair
not.
enough.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Okay.
I would like call it semi-pro.
So
Semi-pro.
okay.
All right.
I got
I like
two
that.
questions.
And also, what we built, what I helped build, wasn't around back then. So, you know, like if I had the same pavement,
For sure.
Correct. To join a team and
Yeah,
really
man.
embrace
It was
that.
all
could have
dark.
been
It was all
different.
dark at that point. You had to create the light in the pavement. And everything like
I was like,
that.
how do I become how can I stay involved without being a pro player? I was like, help with sponsorships, and that's how I started.
Were you ever arrested for graffiti?
Yeah, the one time that I did get arrested was, I mean, I've ran a bunch, but the one time that I did get arrested, the one time that I did get arrested, I only got arrested because I didn't run, and it was because a police officer, Officer Porsicki, Wheeling, Illinois, shout out to him. He came around the corner. I used to play basketball with this dude every Wednesday as a after school
yeah, he knew
program.
you.
He's like, Rodriguez, and I was like, fuck. And I was like, what's up, man? He's don't fucking what's up. Me pick all this shit. Get in the back. And there was like other, his peers were like, his squad was with him. So he couldn't let me off. And me and my boy went.
But then you got in the car and what? He just take you home, or you actually got a
no,
ticket?
we got a ticket. And
What's on your record?
yeah, at the time, I went to court for it. Had a community service. I think I said some dumb shit on the altar or whatever it is. The
stand.
The stand. I told the judge. I'm like, yeah, it's just.
I'm an artist.
It's like I just have this love for forbidden art or some shit like that.
Forbidden art. I like
and
that.
there's a book called Forbidden Art.
Okay, that's a cool way to kind of translate it into for people to understand
It worked.
better.
I slap on the wrist.
Now, is there places I could go and still see Hex?
No, but there are trains that are still rolling that have my name on it.
Recently, you've seen something?
No, people tag me and stuff. I've never seen one of mine running in person.
That's crazy. That makes me think of Beat Street. That was my favorite movie growing up. Ramo from Beat Street.
Yeah.
He risked it all.
He did.
You should do some sort of NFT. I don't know if that's even a thing.
Yeah, no, NFTs are still a thing. Obviously with the markets the way that they are, and I'm talking about the global markets, not just necessarily the crypto markets.
Right.
But that's still a thing. I think that there's like the crypto space, and don't get me fucking started, right? But I think that there is such a massive opportunity the same thing that you saw in Web 2, which is the social media era and all that. Web 1 being the age of information, then Web 2 being the social media things. Like, think about the amount of billion-dollar companies that exist today off of social media. Web 3 has the same and offers the same opportunity for other people, right? And it's not just going to be a billion things. I mean, $1 trillion businesses.
Right.
So,
when was the last time you ever did some art?
illegally?
Yeah, illegally.
Somewhere in 2009. Like when my daughter was about to be born.
Just like, fuck it, and you went out there and did it? Or?
No, it wasn't a fucking thing. It was like, yeah, you want to go paint? I was like, hell yeah, I want to go paint. And that's, to be honest, like that's the only thing that I, as a successful person, like don't get to do. Like I can go vacation fucking anywhere. I can buy whatever the fuck I want. But the one thing that I want, I cannot do. And
because I was about to say, art you still do, because I see you posting all the time on Twitter stuff. Your iPad, and he's doing his artwork on that. Yeah, that's the new form.
No, graffiti belongs on the streets.
Okay,
are you an adrenaline junkie? Like you do it for the adrenaline, or you do it for?
No, I don't know what I don't know why. I'm not an artist, and I wanted to draw letters and I wanted to be good at it. But you know. God gave me limitations.
I want to see some Hex art.
We got something in the works, guys.
Oh yeah,
stay tuned.
Yeah. So I was gonna bring artwork, but we just shot our podcast and I shut down here. Like today was a super busy day, but I didn't want to miss the opportunity to come and say hello in person.
We appreciate that.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So 2006 was where it all started. You said correct?
2006.
Where did the light bulb go off?
That this was gonna be a thing?
Yeah.
It happened in 2009. I had just, so I was working as an account analyst for AIG in the private client group, which means that we only audited and managed mega wealthy people's things, right? Facundo Bacardi being one of them. That was one of my accounts. Facundo Bacardi is a great-great-grandson of the Bacardi Empire. Yeah. And then my wife who also worked there. She used to manage like Kim Kardashian shit and like the first anyway. Long story short, I was playing Call of Duty and I was creating videos, but there was no money to be made on YouTube for the first 2 years that we were doing it, right? Like we were just doing it just for in my head was like sponsorship, right? Like that's how you're going to monetize this thing, sponsorship. But also there was like a word of mouth thing, and it was a creative outlet for me. Now that I had a kid, I had a good job in corporate America, so I didn't want to risk that. And it went off when a friend of mine, still to this day, my teammate, one of my favorite people on earth, this dude, I just love pissing him off. I don't know why. It's just my thing. His name is Hutch, and he said, "Hey, if you upload to this other YouTube channel, you can get paid $2.50 for every 1,000 views." And I was like, "Get the fuck out of here!" And sure enough, for 1 year, we lived off of my wife's salary and the little savings that we had. I would take care of my daughter while my wife went to work after the maternity leave stuff happened. But yeah, sure enough, 16 cents as my first check from Google, it was AdSense. It became 16,000 the next time, and then boom, 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 boom. And now it's crazier than ever because now there's mid-rolls, and now you can upload to your own channel, which wasn't a thing when I first started out.
What do you mean?
So you just uploaded to YouTube.
That's it.
But it wasn't a channel. You were just on. It was just.
How did you monetize it?
So you didn't monetize it for 2 years. And then when you were able to monetize, only certain people who had an MCN, a multi-channel network, which means that they had their own sales team or they had a sales team allocated. So they were an actual business, with an actual business relationship with YouTube.
Politics.
Yeah, I mean, that needed to happen back then in order for what
to lay the foundation. Yeah.
But within a year, I was able to help, and this is. The shit that I say nowadays sounds like, oh, this guy's fucking woofing. This is bullshit. No way, right? But the factual, this is what happened.
Yeah.
Like I was instrumental in you today being able to make money on your YouTube channel, right? Think about that.
No,
and everybody in the world has it, and it had to do with the situation that I was in and what I essentially asked, right? I'm like, the only way that we don't leave this network, Machinima was at the time, was the biggest network, most successful. It could have been everything could have been HBO, could have been Netflix, could have been whatever they wanted, but they weren't a creator first company after they got the investment that they did. But essentially what happened is that we were partnered with them. We were one of their first partners ever, and we would get $2.50 every video they were uploaded. We got an offer from somebody else to go to that network with a little bit more money. It was the Game Station, is what it's called. It was part of Maker Studios. And essentially what I did was, I'm like, yo, we're leaving unless you allow us to upload as many videos as we want to your channel any day of the week. So we could upload 5 videos or whatever. And they're like, no, we can't do that. So through that, I'm like, well, we're leaving. And then they're like, well, what about if we give you the ability to upload to your channel? Because at that time, the people that they employed, let's say I hired Larry, Scotty, and Ian, I would be able to monetize your channels. But since I'm giving you guys salary, you guys aren't getting a piece of whatever we sell on ads out of your stuff. So they're like, what if we do this, blah, blah, and then we figure out the split. And then from there, they partnered fucking everyone with crazy contracts in perpetuity in this universe or the next, like fucking egregious. Like they
Next level.
Yeah, next level Hollywood shit, right?
Yeah,
but they didn't know.
Yeah, and look what happened.
Yeah, look at what happened. But now now it's evolved into something that is sustainable and that people will get out of if they're lucky to garner an audience. But you can get out as much as you put in. Also.
Sounds like me and Larry whenever we worked for the other company. It's just we were like locked in, controlled, but we knew our worth, and then all it took was saying bye, and then everything flourished into what it is today.
Let me ask you a question speaking of that, because I talk to people about this all the time and people are afraid to take the leap. And I realize it was a lot easier for us because I'm not afraid to fail. You know, like I'm not afraid to like, okay, that didn't work. Like,
Yeah.
that's not a big deal, but to certain people it is. So for you, was that like a bit to take that leap, especially in an industry that wasn't necessarily like
premature?
Yes. Like, was it easy for you to take that leap, especially when I didn't realize you had such a corporate financial background like that.
Well, he had left too, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So
No,
it's-
to leave. It's talking about to leave.
Yeah.
right?
So it's not like you were leaving like
they helped.
Whataburger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
No, I had a good job.
yeah.
Yeah, I had a good job. We were part of the housing market crash. My wife and I, like, we worked in a company called Long Beach Mortgage, which was then bought by WAMU, Washington Mutual, and then ultimately by Chase. But it happened during the subprime lending stuff. And my wife and I, and look, I'll say this until the day of that because it's the truest thing. I wouldn't have been able to take that leap of faith, and I wouldn't have been able to put it all on the line if it wouldn't have been for her holding it down on the bills.
Yeah.
You know, because we had just had our kid. And here I am playing fucking video games in an age where video game, like now it's a lot more credible
Yeah.
to say you can make money off a video game.
sure.
Yeah, but at the time, it was like, wow, Hex, you're a 26-year-old man, and we just had a child.
29.
Oh, you were 29.
I'm sure your boss at AIG or whatever is like, you're leaving to go play video games.
No, they walked me out. Like it was I was
Oh my god!
I was space cadetting every single day just because I have what I now understand to be ADHD or whatever, and my brain just goes fucking. I'm just an imagination machine.
That's me.
Yeah, I'm just daydreaming constantly. I used to write down. I wish I could get that roll or that calendar that's a flipper, because I had so many fucking good ideas on there that would show. I'm like, yo, look how ahead of the game my man was. That was it, right? but yeah, if she wouldn't have been able to hold it down for that 1 year with me telling her, it's like, yo, baby, we're gonna make money. Trust me. She's like, show me the money. I promise you, this thing's going somewhere. Just show me the money. No stress either, right? She never gave me no push. There was no true like pressure from her.
Yeah,
to be like, yo, get your. My dad was actually the one that was like, so what are you doing? You know, that's a super strict dude. What are you doing? You be a man, get out there, blah blah, do your thing. I don't know why I gave him that voice. He actually has that really calm, soothing voice.
It's just that American way of
That's
living.
that dad.
Where they
That's
tell
the,
you to,
Yeah.
you
That's
know,
that
go to
dad
college,
voice.
get a house, get a degree.
So I had a very similar situation as well with my wife. You know, she had to hold it down, and I'm just like, baby, I promise we gonna get it. And she's like, yeah, you and Scotty are just gonna, yeah, and baby, I promise we gonna get it. And here we are. Yeah.
See, I didn't have a wife. I had Scotty and Larry.
Yeah.
Because I was like, you guys got to help me hold it down until I can finally quit my corporate
Blue
job.
Apron and
Yeah,
shit.
Blue Apron until I quit. So
And the thing is we also didn't pay ourselves for 18 months when we started Private Selection.
Yep.
You know, we just lived off of Please Come Home and accordingly made the bills to what Larry needed to live and what I need to live, and just paid ourselves minimum.
Yeah, but Please Come Home is no longer associated with this thing, right?
No.
Right. So on that note, like that was exactly what happened with the wife and I, right? Like she was just like, show me the money, and you know, God bless her that she never put pressure on me, because any other, no, I'm not saying everyone, it's a blanket statement. I know every woman's different, but there is a level in those days. There was a level of, she could have been one of those.
You gotta be the support system for the family.
She could have been one of those, like, you ain't shit. You don't got no
Yep.
fucking
You
job.
got
All
a
you do is play
newborn.
video
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? And she wasn't. Thank God. You
Yeah.
know.
Shout out to her.
Yeah, shout out Jude, OpTic Jude.
Jude, you're a real one.
She's co-owner of OpTic from there. Like she is my business partner, my number one investor. That's what she gets whenever she wants to get.
Love it. Makes me
awesome.
happy.
But yeah, that's how that story began. And then you fast forward 10 years, I sold my team to majority of my team, 90% of my that was not me. I swear I am a professional. I've been doing this for 10 years. That's not my phone. That's what I was saying. You know what's crazy? I'm gonna tell you something. For those of you watching, the second that you get out of this mode, you come to reality, and then you're back in the metaverse.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're back in the.
That's it. You're back in.
We talk about that all the time.
Yeah, you're like, holy shit.
yeah,
reality.
I'm jumping in.
But yeah, the Texas Rangers, the owners of the Texas Rangers and some like an owner of the Houston Rockets making an investment in esports because they see, right? Like if you look at traditional sports, like how many kids are actually sitting in front of the TV watching a football game nowadays?
Yeah,
for sure.
They're not.
Yeah.
It's all right here. And being the smart businessmen that they are, and I have no, obviously, like those are people that I appreciate, and I still hold a good relationship with them, right? It's not different. But they wanted to invest in new sports. New sports. What is new sports? What is esports? Where are the kids watching, consuming content? They saw an opportunity in esports. They looked like, well, who's the biggest, the baddest, and the brightest? And they saw OpTic, and we made a deal happen. And
What year was this?
2017. There was a lot of signs that were telling me, like, do this thing, do this thing, do this thing. But I saw it down the line. I saw what was going to happen to the space. I knew that the way that I was operating my business, which was a break-even business, but we were all having fun, so no one really cared. We paid my wife and I paid ourselves last for the up until 2017. So from 2009, when I've been telling her, it's like, hey, we're gonna, this is gonna work. There was still like an additional, 10 years where.
Yeah.
I got a question though.
7 years, yeah.
2009, you're playing these tournaments. What's the pay then to the pay now?
Well,
if you win,
yeah. So the players were competing for like $10,000 prize pools
in 2009,
in 2009.
split between
4 people, and it was like a $25,000 prize pool, but 10,000 went to first place, so they would each make $2,500.
Okay.
Now there's a game called Dota. It's the one that everybody looks to because of how crazy it is. They play for $28 million.
What?
Yeah.
There's one tournament.
One tournament. It's called the International. $28 million. I think it was more. It could have been way more. It was definitely more than golf, more than than Wimbledon.
Yeah.
It was that, and that was the prize pool. The first people take, I think, the majority of that, and that's split among six people. So you can make $3 million or whatever. And
So I have a question. So who puts that money up?
I was just about to say that. Like,
Yeah,
where the
like
fuck
who,
is this money
who's
coming
putting that
from?
money up, and how do they get paid back to like be able to put that money out?
You want to hear some crazy shit?
Yeah.
In Dota specifically, it's crowdfunded.
What?
So you buy a skin, you buy an outfit in the game,
skin.
right? Like you buy your NFT
Yeah.
in game, and that's what your character wears. But by doing that, you're also supporting a prize pool of your favorite game, and you want to see the best of the best compete in.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so people buy this thing, and look, think about it, right? It's only $38 million, which means that Valve, the owners of the game, pocketed 60%, or that's 40% of the 60%. So they get to keep the 60%, and they need it because they need to operate. I mean,
their company.
It's magical, right? Like the
Valve is Counter-Strike, right?
Valve is Counter-Strike, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So real quick, I just kind of want to, for the people to understand, I kind of want you to let your nuts hang a little bit, but like we're talking awards here. Like where are we at with individual games that you play? How many, as far as the
For OpTic.
leaderboard for OpTic?
Man,
Let's let these people know.
because of the platform that we built right from the beginning, we've been able to attract such high tier talent that has allowed us to be successful in gaming and in the competitive aspect of gaming. But I think that our main success comes from the ability to sort of share our lives with everyone, because it's easier for you to support somebody that you know versus some random opponent, right?
Correct.
If I'm constantly in front of the camera and I'm sharing your breakfast with you by being on the phone as you eat your cereal, you know who I am. And if I'm sharing the most that I can, you truly get to know who I am. And if you get to pick, it's like, who you rooting for? The dude that you spent breakfast with every morning for 10 minutes, or his opponent who you only see when they're competing?
Yeah. No.
And that's the thing that I saw immediately. And I was just like, that's the secret sauce for your case scenario. And I don't know if you guys can discuss, but your business upstairs or downstairs had to have exploded since you guys have exploded on the internet. Like if I have a choice of buying from a man Ian or going to my man Larry for advice on what to wear over and again, I'm not talking shit about anyone because I anyone, but if I have a choice of spending money with you who I know and I get something out of, right? Because I spend so much time consuming your content, or another store somewhere else who I walk in, I don't know anyone, right? Like that makes me want to go to a place that I know, right?
I mean, I'll tell you right now.
I'll be brutally honest. No.
Get out of here.
I'll tell you right now.
That's so surprising.
That our prices are more expensive than anyone in the city.
Yeah.
But everyone that shops with us chooses to come back based on the relationships they've built with us.
Yeah.
And they just want to be a part of that. They love what we do. They want to support everything that we got going on.
Merch wise, yes.
Yeah.
Merch wise, yes. They want a piece of it.
You're
that
not
way.
a Dallas brand, right? You're a global brand.
Yeah, merch wise. But as far as the store, like we were doing numbers before we had YouTube.
Yeah.
We were.
The same numbers.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
That's so surprising.
But
to
now
me.
we get a lot of people from out of town.
Yeah. Well,
People
that's what I
that will
mean.
get
Yeah.
in their car and find a reason to come to Dallas just so they can come out.
But they're coming by to say hi and buy merch.
Yeah, and get an autograph.
we've
and a
also-
picture.
Get an autograph. Yeah.
We've also gotten the most popular during like the worst inflation and inflationary period in years.
But
So
aside
it's
from
just-
that, I'm going based off what he's saying, that people could go anywhere in the city, but they choose to come to us because we have that support system that we put out that draws people in.
Yeah.
And you also have to think about, like, you guys are going about it, and not to brag about you guys to other people, but when I explain who you guys are to other people, and what I see this thing developing into, like, it is counterintuitive for a business to promote their competitors, especially within their market.
Yeah.
But you guys are so like, there's plenty for everyone.
Yeah.
Which again speaks to your fucking character. Pardon the F word in front of there, but it speaks to your character as humans. So when you hear as a spectator, when I hear you say that you've been treated a certain way, I get fucking mad. I'm like, I know your character. I know you're out there you could, in theory, just not promote anyone.
Yeah.
Correct.
But I think that goes back to like us saying our store's been doing well since before, that we didn't need to this wasn't to make that be bigger or to get more money out of it. Like, we don't need it. We're fine doing what we do down
we
there.
literally are just doing what we're passionate about.
Yeah, I love that.
Like,
We're losing money right now by doing all this.
Yeah.
But we also know the outcome will be better. But what you're going to say about you getting mad about the little bro after
I don't get mad. Yeah.
Once people do stuff
treat
to
you,
us,
you should have seen the outcome. We did the pleasures episode and we talked about how we were polite and didn't come at them. And then we dropped that episode. And what did our fans do after hearing the real story? They attacked pleasures.
Come on, guys.
And I'm not mad at them. I'm not mad at them.
Yeah.
But they had to turn the comments off their last post. And then I'm pretty sure the owner went private for a couple days.
Yeah. You know,
Alex.
it's
Shout out to the fans.
It's the risk you run. I mean, in this day and age, you can't be a shit person, period.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a social person or you have, I don't know. Look, none of my, but you guys have y'all back. So just know that. But yeah, look, I think again, the ability to share is good. Like, have you guys done a London tour?
Not yet.
A Japanese tour.
Yeah,
when you guys go to Japan, can I come with?
It's all
Yes,
all
Japan's
next
gonna be
year is
sick.
overseas.
Japan's going to be sick.
So our goal is overseas all next year.
All right. Please let me tag along.
Yeah,
I'll
I wanna
carry
go
it.
to
we would
Shibuya.
love that.
I want to go to Shibuya so bad.
Let's wherever you guys want to go. I'm down.
I want to go.
The Roppongi district.
I want to go to
in
Thailand.
Harajuku, that's where all the shit's at.
I think that's where-
Shibuya.
Harajuku.
I've done no research, but I know that is the birthplace of sushi, and I love sushi. And I know that, massive, I don't want to say influencer in the term, and I know you hate that name, I hate it too. I'm not saying influencer, but people who have influenced the space, the fashion space, the way that some of those brands out there have. Like, I want to visit that too.
Yeah.
It's important.
I don't think sushi was invented in Japan.
This is sushi from Japan?
No, it was it was a Japanese dude that moved over here and he lived in Canada. I'm pretty sure sushi is from
What?
Canada.
How do you
It
know
was a
this?
Japanese dude. I watched a whole thing about it, and he was a Japanese chef that moved over here, lived
he
in
was
Canada,
Japanese,
and
though.
then he was.
You're telling me they haven't been making
he was-
sushi for years?
He was feeding. He was.
I have to look this up.
No,
Centuries.
He
I
was.
have to look
He
this
was
up.
feeding other people, and he didn't think, or like Canadians and Americans, and they weren't really into. And so he had to create something. There's I watched a whole
Another
story
rolled
about
up
it, but-
food, burritos. That was invented in where I'm from, in the northern part. Yeah,
Yeah?
yeah. There's no bullshit. Look it up. Burritos.
Look it up, burritos.
1820, a man named Hanaya Yohi founded himself in Edo. Yohi is often considered the creator of modern nigiri sushi, or at the very least, its first great marketer.
Okay, so I just realized what I was talking about was specifically, it was using a certain fish in sushi, or it was like the California roll or something
Yeah,
like
because
that.
sushi traces its origins back for millennia to the rice fields of Asia, China, to be specific. This may be shocking to you, as most people assume that sushi was first created in Japan.
Boom. I'm glad I'm not alone.
There you
There
go.
we go.
Yeah.
So we're going.
Yeah, I want to go to Thailand as well. I want to get cool with the monks and do a sakyant tattoo and all that stuff.
You know what I was going to say too is that in high school, during high school, I worked at Finish Line, right? At Ranhurst Mall, and I was like, I've always liked sneakers so much so that even in Juarez, when I was like, I don't know, call it 5th, 6th grade, I used to steal my dad's 10.5s, and I was like a 9 at the time, just so that I can have a ride. And I remember it clearly what shoe it was. It was a Payless sneaker that had like a zebra print in the front. But my first shoe that I ever fell in love with, and it was because I don't know what it was, but it was a Jordan silhouette, but it was either a Jordache or a pony that we had in Mexico. Wow. Yeah, it was a Jordache or a pony that looked at that. And being from Mexico, not speaking English, not knowing who Jordan was, because this was obviously like 1980 it was like 1990. No, it was like 1980, 88, whatever. But I used to think that Jordache is how you spelled Jordan. Oh, and bro, to this day, I remember exactly like what my favorite outfit was, and it was these dress pants that were kind of baggy, but I would. You know what they call tongue fucking now?
Yeah.
That's what I hear. Okay, tongue fucking for the record. I only call it that because of my man Brendan Dunn from the Sneaker Podcast and Full Size Run. They call it that. I think it was like the whole group, the conglomerate. They call it tongue fucking. And
Shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out to
Big friend of the show.
Brendan Dunn.
Big friend of the show.
They actually just
they talked about us the
mentioned
other
us
day.
the other day. Yeah.
Where?
On Complex.
Yeah.
On the Complex
On the
Sneaker?
podcast.
On their
Yeah.
podcast.
No.
They were just talking
because
about
Fat Joe thought Jordan looked like Brendan Dunn, so that he
J-Bar
made that
employee.
comment. So Fat
J-Bar,
Joe was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Yo, you look like the dude," and so they talked about.
They
that.
watched the episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I DM with him. I was in New York. We were gonna meet up, but rain happened. Whatever. But that's why I call it tongue fucking. But I remember my outfit clearly, bro. And it was from then on that I was just like, that silhouette is one of my favorites. But my actual favorite is the Air Max 1.
Air Max 1.
If somebody told me, it's like, if you could design any shoe, if you can have your own shoe, what would you pick for your own shoe?
I'd have to do a Jordan 1. They're just my favorite.
SB.
Converse.
Some Chuck
Chuck
Taylors.
Taylors.
Larry has the biggest. A lot of people don't know that. Larry has one of the biggest Converse collections.
Yeah, because I don't wear them a lot as much as I used to. But like if you go back and you look at and notice and look, like I
All the
actually
OG.
wear a lot of. Even still, I still kind of wear, but a lot of my Brain Dead Converse. I still wear a lot. I'm wearing Brain Dead Converse today.
So the Converse would be. I think that's an easy one.
Yeah, I moved to LA when I was 15, and so just like dirty black Chuck Taylors and like tattoos and punk rock was like just my whole wave.
cholo
I fell
shit.
in love with it, and same. It's all part of that same like SoCal culture, and so that's just my thing, man.
Bro, in high school in Chicago, I got made, or in the suburbs of Chicago where I'm from, I got made fun of for my Nike Cortez. So I had to stop wearing them. I let them influence me into not. But yeah, Nike
You're
Cortez
too
was
East Coast.
They did
to
not.
be wearing
Yeah, they didn't
those.
understand it over there.
and to be fair, like I am an East. Like if you ask me my taste in music, which one goes? Not only does it go towards the East Coast, but it goes like even further into the underground. You know what I mean? Like the atmosphere.
Yeah. Okay. And I would say especially
A$AP
from
Rock, my favorite rap artist of all time.
See, and
Bro,
Not to be confused with A$AP Rocky.
Bro, I saw A$AP Rock in Denton.
What?
Denton.
I've only seen him live once, and those
Denton.
in
I don't even know
Chicago.
who that is.
Denton.
A$AP Rock.
It's this 6'4" Jewish dude named Ian Matthias Babbitt. Like I'm a massive fan. Don't tell him that. So if I ever meet him, I don't want to. I met Raekwon recently. He's come to the studio.
The chef.
The chef.
Yeah, the other chef.
The other
other
chef.
chef.
The first time I met him, it was at a dinner, and I'm like, may I say that if I sound fanboyish at any point here, please forgive me. I'm a big fan. He's like, oh, cool, you're one of those diehards. I'm such a diehard that I have a purple tape inside of my pocket right now, hoping that I'm gonna get an autograph for you. He's like, pull it out, bullshit. Boom, purple tape, signed it, autograph.
Sick.
Wow.
Yeah, so East Coast Wu-Tang, obviously my one of my favorite groups of all time. But if you ask me what my favorite group of all time, I can't tell you. It's between Wu-Tang, Mobb Deep, or Bone Thugs and Harmony.
I would take
all
Bone
solid.
Thugs out
Big
of
Bone
those.
Thugs
But I'm also
fan,
I'm a big Tupac guy as well.
I'm a big Tupac guy too.
Yeah,
big Tupac guy. Big friend of the show.
Big friend of the show.
rest in peace. Or is he resting in peace?
We don't know.
Resting in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, resting in Puerto Rico. That's right. Yeah. How do we get on that topic? Oh, your shoes.
Yeah.
So you would design the
I would do SBs
dunks?
for sure. Yeah. But okay, can I segue right now, please?
Yeah.
I just want to do this so bad.
Of course.
I want to do an SB that just got here that no one's seen, and I want to get all of our opinions on it.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do that.
Bring the eBay. Just the eBay.
Just the eBay.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool shoe. I haven't seen it in person yet. This is kind
It
of
literally, no, it literally arrived 10 minutes ago.
Did you know that where I'm from,
just pulling out, like,
the New Balances were like the de facto, like every graffiti writer that I knew back then was wearing New Balances. I've always worn New Balances, and now I've become a little bit more of a fan thanks to again Matt Welty. Oh,
Yeah.
what the fuck? These aren't the what the f's, right? But
No,
they
these
should be.
are an eBay dunk that's going to come out this year. Hold on, I'm going to look at it for a sec.
Oh, you haven't seen
This
it?
is an eBay dunk.
eBay.
Shout out eBay, sponsor the podcast. What the heck? What are we waiting for? Do you not want to take the
as a-
run?
eBay might be bad after this.
As a matter of fact,
Nah.
eBay's making us take the sticker off our microphone.
It's got to be it's a love-hate relationship we have over there.
This is insane.
Listen, artists are often misunderstood, and you guys are artists, so I think that they will come around. Not for me,
Yeah,
but
okay.
mostly because I've last pair of dunks that I've ever bought was so long ago, bro.
That's the original shoe that they cut.
And why did they cut it?
I don't have the full story. I don't have the full story on why they cut it.
Well, what do you think about it?
I love this shoe.
Yeah.
I love it.
I
You
love
too?
this.
I need it.
So this
Yeah,
is
that's
supposedly limited. This is one of the most limited shoes that's going to come out this year.
Yeah.
Supposedly limited to either less than 4,000 pairs.
Yeah.
Wow.
I thought it was 2.
Oh my God!
And there's numbers all over the place.
So what you're saying is that for the next 3 to 4 days after you guys post this
Yeah.
picture, I'm going to see it all on my feed from
Oh, yeah.
from
No,
nice kicks,
1000%.
high beats.
By 6 p.m. today, it'll
So what's
be all
going to
over the
happen
internet.
is Ian goes viral first, and then Scotty does his reel, and then he goes viral after Ian.
Yep, that's the way it works.
Typically how it works.
Love it.
The shoe's super cool. I like it, and it's my size, so
This is sick.
we already know where this is going to go once it
Yeah,
releases.
I need that.
Dude, yeah, like I said, it's not nothing against the shoe. Like even if you showed me, I mean, there's a story behind it, right? Like
Yeah.
I mean, even with the Lost and Founds, like
Yes.
until the story, I wasn't gonna get it because I didn't like the crackling of it. But storytelling is the number one sell point. To your point about anything and everything.
Correct.
I agree.
And those are always our favorite shoes too, are the ones that have a story to them.
What's even crazier is you said you're a fan of the Lost and Founds now? Mm-hmm. Cool. Michael,
Yep.
you mind grabbing me something real quick? Yeah.
There you go. Bring 'em in.
Wait, what's that?
Bring them up, Michael.
Take them over here to head.
This is an 11 and a half.
Boys.
This is an 11 and a half.
You know what? And now that I see it, it doesn't have the same.
It's not as crazy.
It's not as crazy crackled.
Yeah.
If anything, it's like that Ama Manier.
Yeah,
correct.
The leather on the one.
Yeah, the leather on the
They're
one.
yours now.
Thank
There you
you,
go.
boys. Too kind.
There it is.
Yeah, these I also got the trophy rooms from you guys. Right.
Yes.
I
Have you
didn't-
worn those?
Yeah, I do. But I was wearing them for special occasions. I wore the Spideys. I wear a lot. But I'm just I don't know why I treat those shoes any different because I wear the Jordan Cause.
Yeah, you
both.
rock those.
I rock the shit out of those. So I don't know. I mean, these are the ones that are like I will rock like non.
That's what I did. I have
a
my pair.
wearable.
I'm just destroying it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna rock the heck,
Dude,
out of it.
yeah.
Look at the sole. Even how they have all the white
Yeah.
to make it look aged. We did hold them side by side to the 2015 release of the Chicago, and even the white parts on it are yellowed. The tongue is yellowed, so it is slightly different. This midsole right here is yellowed, so it will look a little bit different, but I still love it.
If I wasn't rocking my,
I love that shoe.
Yeah, you could swap out on your outfit
could easily
in 2
swap out.
seconds.
I'm still good. Yeah, bros. Thank you.
Yep.
What is your favorite shoe of all time? Like if just one. I mean, can you at this point with the amount of stuff that you guys have? Like, how many pairs do you have?
Hundreds.
You?
Hundreds.
I probably have the smallest collection, and I probably have like 180
Yeah.
pairs of shoes.
I'm over 500.
Are you?
Yeah,
Jeez, dude.
easily.
I am about to break, I think, the 70 mark. And I think I'm like, where would I put it?
I don't keep it in my house.
No?
No.
Just storage? Where?
All over the
What
place.
size are you?
Can't tell you. All over the place, though.
You guys are very, very protective over that stuff too, right?
Yeah,
people
so do
always
we. Yeah.
people always want us to like do a sneaker closet tour and show us all your stuff, and I'm like, I'm just really passionate about
Did
not
you not
getting
just
robbed.
hear about P&B Rock?
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
why?
P&B Rock.
I don't need to
R.I.P.
stunt.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
So with that question being said, would you allow us to come and like tour some of your stuff at your house?
My closet for sure, yeah.
Yeah, because obviously you have a very curated collection.
Yeah.
Like Ian, he just like gets every shoe.
Yeah, I buy everything.
You know what I mean? He just has every shoe
Not only
because
that,
he just has.
I
Every
buy
shoe.
all the shoes that I like, but I also buy every shoe.
Yeah,
And then he also buys me every shoe, and now
I
I
do.
just got shoes that I don't
And
want.
Larry, too. I also
Yeah.
buy Larry
Yeah.
every shoe.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
all right.
yeah.
Now we just have all these.
And Hector?
I mean,
he just got you. He just got you.
one right
just
there.
got you a
I
shoe.
got greedy Hex, man. He always wants more. No, but thank you, man. These are super
No,
dope.
those are sick.
I'm definitely gonna rock these. Yeah, I thought I had a lot of them, and I see people with just like endless amount.
I forget. Okay, we were just in Salt Lake City, and I was shopping in the store, and I picked up a shoe, and I was like, I genuinely don't know if I have this already.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
But you
It's
probably have
gotten
two.
to that point, or what?
It's gotten to the point. Yeah. I mean, maybe. I mean, I could get two. Yeah.
Yeah, this will be your third because you probably already had two.
But the worst part is if I don't
Exactly.
know, if I don't know that I
no
have
spreadsheets.
it, no
Audits.
No, if I don't know that I have it, then I probably haven't worn it, which means it's still brand new. So if I'm buying two, I'm just doubling up on a used pair.
Get an audit on the entire collection. One, you're paying for the tabulation of all of
Yeah.
keeping track of the inventory of it.
Yeah,
Which you guys are
purposes.
answer that. Insurance purposes, but
it's just-
also there's value in there that you can maybe get a loan for.
Yeah, I just have
Keep that shit working.
I have a crazy stupid
I
insurance
see what you're
amount.
saying with that.
I have a crazy insurance amount on all my shit though. So
I just have limited space in my closet, so like the crazy thing is like so many of my shoe boxes are over here in this wall.
Mm-hmm.
And then I like brought a bunch of them over here and I like relieved all this space in my closet and I was like, cool. And then just like
It's not me. Is that
And then-
old dirty bastard?
yeah,
just a few months later, it was just filled again. And now I'm like overflowing. My closet is just overflowing. I have 10 shoes in my trunk right now.
'Cause you don't know where to put 'em?
No, it's those same shoes
Same
that
ones.
that I brought to the store. Now they've just been in my trunk for like
I'm trying to take
months.
riding around.
shoes and that I don't,
don't fit.
want and
Yeah.
trade them for like a Off-White Chicago.
it's still cool because you can do stuff. What were you trying to trade the other day?
Off-White Chicago.
No.
Oh, the MCA.
Yeah, you were trying to do the same thing.
I'm going to.
Yeah.
He's just waiting on us to get a 9.5, and then he'll do it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I was as soon as Virgil passed, rest in peace. Nadeshot, one of my bros.
Shout out Nature.
Yeah, he was wearing
Big friend of the show.
He was wearing. You should actually have him on the show.
Is he from Dallas?
You want to
No,
know
no,
what's
no,
funny?
no.
The first time I ever saw Hex, which was years ago, I was watching a vlog. It was like you and Nadeshot used to do. I guess you used to do vlogs together a lot. Or
Oh, he used to be an optic.
Oh, okay. So I saw you, and this is the first time I ever like paid attention. You guys were in Vegas, I think, and you StockX'd some shoes on your phone, like, and that was the first time I'd ever heard of any of Nadeshot, of OpTic, of anything.
So
I'm not a gamer.
How did it come across your?
I don't know. I have no idea how it came across my YouTube feed.
Yeah, it was
maybe
the,
I was looking
it
at sneaker stuff.
It was the Prestos, the
Yeah.
Off-White Prestos. Yeah, I saw. As soon as it landed, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
It matches perfectly.
yeah. So I wanted to, for future guests of the show, what I wanted to do is I wanted to bring an additional. I mean, obviously that's a gift from me directly from my own personal collection. But I thought it'd be a cool idea to have like somebody bring a token of their appreciation for this and like be a part of the show forever, right? For every single episode.
Yes.
Kinda tight.
Yeah. So I wanted to bring our figurine. We have two characters that aren't human in OpTic that have become like. I'm not wearing any OpTic, but I was supposed to be wearing some of our new collection, but I forgot. Anyway, long story short. We have a Wallace who represents the Green Wallace. There's like Green Wall little dude. You guys have seen him, and then there's the alien who represented you know, the fans for a long time because that was a gift from a fan, and I'm like, this dude's coming with us forever because we're gonna bring the green wall everywhere we go, the embodiment of it. But you know, we have a vinyl figurine that's coming out, and I wish it would have been done by now. It was supposed to be done by OpTic Day, but
OpTic Day.
Yeah. What's OpTic Day?
OpTic Day is August 14th. That August 14th was the day that me and my manager at AIG, the private client, you know, Crying Glue, where I was working. My wife was also working 2 months from giving birth to our daughter. We came to a disagreement, and I walked out of that office.
You were escorted.
No, I just walked away with a hope and a dream.
There you go.
You know, and now you know it's
How many championships?
oh yeah, it's like over 40.
What normally happens on OpTic Day? Like how is this celebrated every year?
You know, up until we just do an apparel drop, like an offering of cool stuff. 2 years ago, we did the brick, which you guys you guys have. You know, just collectible stuff.
It's a collectible day.
It's a collectible day type of thing. And when I thought about OpTic, and when I really like sat down and said, what do I want my team to be, and what do I want my team to represent? I wanted it to be everything and anything that brings me joy, and having a culture behind it and a meaningful culture behind it is like priority number one. So I thought about every single aspect of what would make an esports team cool, and having a day like an OpTic Day was a thing. And I'm like, holy fuck, how about the day that I walked out and truly dove right into this thing? It was August 14th, 2009. And, you know, we've done a really good job of implementing, you know, as much 90s coolness into this specific brand. And I have a leg up because not only am I a creative person, I am a psychopath when it comes to imagination, and I also have an affinity for anything that's cool, anything that me growing up was cool to us. And you know, working at Finish Line when I did, then working at Unlimited Gear, which was a streetwear apparel store, Mecca, Fubu, PMB, Shabazz Brothers. I mean, you name it, Mecca was my number one go-to. And then 555 Soul, but Mecca because I used to watch Marlon Wayans wear Mecca on that. We're brothers. What was it? Was that
the Wayans brothers.
Wayans brothers. Yeah. So him and Method Man were the people that I was like, they are the freshest.
So that's funny because Method Man wearing the big Mecca jackets back in the day, that was one of the first ones I thought of.
Yeah.
What was it, Pele? Or,
that was
the Pele.
Yeah. And then what was Nas would always Averex. There you go. That was the other one.
Yeah.
Averex jackets.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy is that now that I'm 42, I have these little, not all of them, I have like the squeaky wheel, right? Like the same people that talk shit. I'm sure you guys have like your share, but people's like, you're fucking 42. Why do you dress the way they dress? I'm like, first of all, I've known who I've been since 1997. So for me, and I wore suits to work as long as I did. And growing up, I always wanted to wear suits because I attributed success to people wearing suits. Yeah. And like your piece of artwork in your office, which is why I saw it and I'm like, man, that's dope, because it's true. I have suits working for me now. And I'm no disrespect to my lawyer or to anybody that works at OpTic, but there's something to be said about the internet age that has been able to be the great equalizer that has allowed people to not just have the opportunity to make a meaningful living that can change a family tree if you work hard enough, but also the fact that, you know, it's about what's inside of here, not what we're in.
I will forever dress like this. Yeah, I just couldn't see it any other way.
Something. What was that thing Pharrell said last year about the way that he dresses and the reason why he dresses that way? I can't remember what it was.
I don't think I saw it.
I know what you're
it's something
about.
Along the lines of how we are, and at the end of the day, the way I dress should never signify who I am as a human being.
Or it should.
Or it could.
It's like
at the end of the day, it's like they paint this picture of the way society's supposed to be, and that's not how it is at all. You know, my high school friends, they look at me and they see the things that I'm doing and stuff like that, and they're probably just like, this guy dresses like he's still in high school.
And people tell me all the time that I grew up with, they're like, I could never dress like that. And it's like,
that's right.
You could. You literally just
they
put
can't,
it on.
They can't be fresh like you, baby. You know what I mean? Period.
But I feel like it's more about just like they feel like they could never dress
Pull it off.
The worst part is they try to play it like it's immature.
Yeah.
And it's
right.
And it's not at all.
No.
At all.
Again, not it goes back to just self-expression, and I just can't look like everybody else out there. Yeah. You know what I mean? I can't blend in.
The other thing is like you youngins are dressed the way that you guys are dressed because of the work that was put on in the 90s, man.
Correct.
Facts. You know, it's like you're not gonna. One, I don't give a shit. Two, I'm 42. You think I'm gonna listen to someone younger who hasn't seen life the way that I've seen life? Who hasn't struggled the way that I struggle? No. And two, you're just not fresh.
Yeah, it's almost like the people always come. We travel a lot, right? And so we do all these travel vlogs, and when we're on the road, you have like money and a cell phone charger and an extra battery and all of these things. So like we have like these bags, these travel bags that we wear, and everybody always, these guys just out here wearing. It's like, first of all, I'm 1,200 miles from home. I have all of these things with me. You know what I mean? I'm on the road, and I got some bread on me. Like it's just too much for my pockets. Like leave me alone.
My friends who I've been friends with since junior high school. They saw me where I had a Louis, satchel, and they're like, obviously, 90s boys are gonna be boys, and they were like, oh, it's super feminine, blah blah blah, right? And I'm like, you've seen me wear my 555 satchel with all my spray paint or my markers and my black book forever. So like, I'm not changing that. It's like you're putting that connotation on there. And look, I'm not talking shit about my boys, love them to death, but there is something to be said about mind your own fucking business, dress how you want to dress, and mind your business.
Yeah,
Keep your hands to yourself.
The purse comments are heavy with me all the time, man.
Do you have any desire to be connected with 555 Soul?
Yeah.
I literally get emails from them every day, and I just don't even like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it depends. It depends. I'd rather be connected to y'all as I'm connected right now. I think that
no, for sure. But what if you could do like a HECZ, like 555 Soul collab?
What if I could do a private selection HECZ collection? Look, at the end of the day,
way cooler.
At the end of the day, you have to take into account that we can continue to do the things that we've been doing, and we can continue to idolize the brands that we idolize and have made an impact, or we can go where this entire world is going, and consumer brands will no longer be consumer brands the way that we know them today. They are changing. If you look at Kim Kardashian and what she's doing, she's raising a $1 billion fund solely to invest in brands, in brands like y'all's, and brands like OpTic, and brands like Guggen, Good Golf, other people that I work with. But it's like consumer brands are little like I said, the relatability aspect of it is going to be a thing. If you have the Prime Energy drink from KSI and Logan Paul,
shit's everywhere,
dude.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, if you tell a kid who's been, give them a choice. If they consume Logan or KSI's or any of their affiliates' content, they're going to pick the brand that they
correct.
No,
I know more kids that will drink Prime over Gatorade.
Yeah,
which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, of course. And that's where this whole thing's going. To your point, to where you were saying, it's like when Pleasures didn't want to have their brand in your store because, you have a what is it? What's the different,
like a resale,
resale versus retail.
Yeah, versus retail. Where you were going with that? With that thought, like that is actually what the world is going to be. It's no longer going to be like everything's changing, and some people are going to see it, and some people are not. And the people that are not are going to be like,
but see, the people that aren't. A lot of them, depending on who they are, they're just not up with the technology. So they don't understand the impact of our social media, all of them that we have. And obviously we're doing something right. So if we're telling you something, then obviously you should pay a little attention.
It's crazy
to it.
Because I had that light bulb moment of like, okay, let's just offer wholesale to all of the resale stores. We will be the brand that all of the resale stores can carry. And when I tell you there's literally hundreds of stores that have reached out, it's literally hundreds because there's more resale stores in every city than there is boutiques. Yeah. So where they're missing out is they're focused all heavy on, he talked about door count. We're focused heavy, when we have door count. It's like, okay, well, my door count's about to be quadruple yours.
So they never heard of the internet?
Yeah, I don't.
I guess they're trying to keep their door count down.
Yeah.
Like that's so well. No, it's like exclusivity.
It's correct. It keeps it like
I get
they only want to be in these.
But that's forced exclusivity.
Correct.
Yeah.
No, we're about to just fill the demand.
Yeah.
I mean, not only that, but Private Selection is kind of a cool name for a clothing brand, anyways. So.
Yeah.
Scott said that the other day. He's like, it's just a cool name.
Private Selection.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you got on Private Selection?
Yeah.
Like I get that, but what is it called?
It's
Private Selection.
My Private Selection.
My Private Selection.
That's dope. So obviously you guys have the SneakerCon thing. We have something. Can we talk about that?
Yeah.
All right. So SneakerCon Dallas, October 15th.
Yeah, 15th, 16th.
15th and 16th. You guys are going to have your usual booth. Me and some of my boys are going to come through. We're going to be doing also a collab a SneakerCon private OpTic collab and also an OpTic private collab only, and we'll have like our some stuff there. So I'm super psyched about that. I've never been to one. So
Wait, you've never been to one?
every single time that it's been here,
Yeah.
I've been out of town.
It hasn't been here in a while too. So
Yeah. So
It's going to be one of
that's
the
gonna be sick.
biggest ones
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
The LA one so far is the biggest one they've ever done. But I think
Dallas
it's about
is
the
gonna
same
be
vintage.
huge.
I think Dallas, especially, you have the combination of just this is our home. You know what I mean? And so when we've been able to create as much demand as we have for SneakerCon, the
In other cities.
I think just from the consumer standpoint, they're probably looking at Dallas like, I bet this is going to be.
bro, the amount of people that I followed that you guys have put me on through your videos, like again, is a testament to how this program, not this program, but the program in general works.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm super psyched to go spend some money. I'm gonna bring my one of the days I'm gonna bring Jude and my daughter so they can pick their own stuff. My daughter's now starting to get into sneakers. She had a fresh ass outfit the other day. I got her some Power Air Max ones.
Nice. What colorway did you go with?
you're talking about
The white with the pink and the
with
green, or pink and blue.
The one that has the friends and family with no
Yeah,
Nike swoosh, but it's got the
yeah.
clouds like
Yeah,
that one.
yeah.
Which 2002s are those? The new balance.
So, I mean, do you want to look? This is all unreleased stuff that came together. We can look at some unreleased Nike. and New Balance.
let's just
You
look
wanna
at the
see?
New Balance.
Yeah, bring that over here. This is a 2002 R, but I think it's I don't know if it's a collab. It's like what New Balance has been doing with the
Distressed
With the
or-
Jones?
exactly the distress where they look like they cut it out. Yeah, this is my first time seeing it too.
No, it's 1906.
Oh, it's a 1906 R.
What the? It looked.
Oh, it's a D. It's a 1906 D.
It looked like a this confused me from a distance.
Yeah.
But that's how they're doing the Jones, right? Is that how you pronounce it?
The Jones.
Jones.
The
Yeah.
JJJ Jones.
Yes,
where
but
it looks like there's layers being cut.
yeah,
around
but that
it.
one that they dropped, I don't think it was the Jown. The one that Heebs wanted. Remember that one back then? I think that was just a New Balance, just regular. But yeah, this is a unreleased 1906D.
This one's fire.
You like this one?
I am definitely getting it.
Yeah.
100%.
So you grew up in Illinois, you said, right?
Yeah, suburbs of
So
Chicago.
was it big? Like New Balance, was that the brand over there? Like what were people
No,
rocking?
Nike obviously dominated. In high school, I'll tell you what my favorite shoe in high school was. It was the Reebok DMX because of the
Nice.
six bubble floaty
Yeah.
shit they had.
Tight.
Some people used to walk into Sports Mart, put them on and replace the shoes and then walk out. And I used to ball play basketball in the lows. My relationship with New Balance came from I think the 507s. I think the super flat ones, and like I said, for some reason, and maybe it was on a specific date or whatever, but every graffiti writer that I knew from back then, like Omen, still to this day just rocks New Balances and Pumas, the breakdance ones. But like New Balance was a big 1906 D.
It's a new model. I think 1906. We actually leaked the 1906 R, which was the first time, which has now since released. But this is 1906 D.
Yeah, it's a heavy cop.
Was that
for
that
me.
one that looked like an A6 kind of with like
Kind
the
of. Yeah,
burgundy
it was like
stripe on it or whatever?
No. It was all silver and blue, like midnight navy and stuff.
Were you ever
might still be.
a breaker or just graffiti?
Just graffiti. I couldn't break. I have 2 left feet plus motion sickness, dude.
What's like you're talking about break dancing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a ASAP Rock quote, by
Yeah.
the way. Yeah. Breaker. I mean, yeah, but we knew a ton of breakers. We had breakers in our crew. ABS in high school, Aerosolic Bombing Squad. That's what it was called. And then we turned into
Okay.
We're everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've always forever been in love with shoes. And although I don't have the library names in my head or that, like I'll never forget that those are the Boba Fetts.
Fetts.
I was gonna make a joke and I'll never forget that those are the. And I couldn't think of a name fast enough.
I busted some old ones out today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2008
Metallic.
maybe. Raging Bull Pack, all metallics.
Those are sick.
You gotta be careful when you walk with these and rip apart.
Yeah, you're about to start crumbling.
So what I was saying with Nadeshot is that he was posting pictures with that Virgil had just passed and he had the Chicagos and he was posting pictures in Chicago of him on DM. I'm like, yo, just so you know, you got like 15 on your feet, and everyone knows that those are 15. They're no longer $3,600 shoes.
Yeah.
They're 15. I could have bought them at $3,600.
Yeah.
So when he passed, I had been on the fence about getting Chicago's forever. So whenever he had passed the first 20 minutes of that, I got the news, I immediately went to go and was like, okay, well, now's my chance because it's going to be too crazy.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Got him for 32 used. Went through verification, fake, got my money back. Went back to buy him, 38. Bought him, verification, fake, got my money back. Went back for the third time, 4,200 now. Never shipped them, got my money back, and I just gave up. So
I have a crazy story about him passing that I just realized. It's private conversations. I should probably tell this story.
Yeah. Because I didn't believe you.
Yeah. Okay. So a buddy of mine, and I have a bot circle. We have certain Discords, FIFA lads. Shout out to the FIFA lads. But we have a Discord where it's just a lot of bot developers, bot owners, stuff like that. And a buddy of mine lives in Saudi Arabia, and he told me this was probably how many hours before?
It was definitely the next day.
Well,
It was the day before. It was no. This was the night before the news broke of Virgil's passing, and he told me, "Hey, a friend of mine is a nurse at the hospital that he's at. He has passed away."
Oh.
And I knew well before anybody did. He was telling me to kind of protect the story. He was like, take your stuff.
He wasn't saying like, go take advantage of it.
No. He was saying pull it. He was saying pull all your off-whites off the shelf. He goes, he's passed away. Like, you don't know what's about to happen.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, dude. I was like, if Virgil passed away, they would have.
We never even knew he was sick.
Yeah, we didn't even know he was sick. Like, Virgil passed away. There's no way you know, and the world doesn't know.
Good on him to take that approach.
Yeah. And 12 hours later.
And it's weird how they broke it through his Instagram and LV's Instagram.
Yeah.
I mean,
just straight to the point. Just boom.
I don't think that's weird though. I mean, that is like the people that were there for him. And
I guess that is the right way to do it.
Yeah, like
no one's done it like that before. I feel like
this.
No.
I will say that the thing that sorry to segue away from the late great, also from Chicago. Shout out over there, but Aurora of all places. This is what I don't like about it.
Oh, wow.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's the 2002 R's, the
They
gray
do the
ones.
same thing?
Yeah. So it takes a while for that to.
I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that was a
Leg up
thing.
on your pants when you're one
yeah,
day?
don't do that. No,
I just like you just went like this or
no.
what?
I put them on and immediately saw like the
was just-
crease that was I'm like what the, and then I did the test that I just did. But I don't care. I'm still definitely.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Looks like a deodorant stick on your pants.
Yeah, it's all good.
Wow,
funny story. I actually had a different outfit that I was going to wear to here because I'm like, man, I got to come correct.
Yeah.
And I was going to wear our new super self promotion. We have a new thing coming out. I'm not even going to say because it doesn't matter. And then I had some white pants, and then I had my Kith Wallabies that just released, but they weren't the ones.
Clarks.
Yeah, the Clarks. But they weren't the ones that I wanted, right? I thought they were the ones that I wanted because I saw a magazine once where they had the super low Wallabies, but it did the same thing. It had the lip of of that came up and it covered it. And these have the same ones, but they weren't the same ones. These had a little bit more of a taller platform, and those were just like strictly flat. So
You said come correct. Do you feel that way when you know you're about to hang out with us?
yeah.
Like you like, fuck, what am I going to wear?
No,
What
not like that.
What shoes am I going to put on?
No. I mean, I always stay fresh, but yeah, I wanted to try a little bit harder today.
I'm just curious because there are people, even when I'm talking like different girls or whatever, and they're just like, I'll pick them up for the first time. They're just like, I'm like, what's wrong? Like, I was just stressing. I don't know what to wear. I feel like
You're going to judge them?
Yeah,
You're going to judge them as soon as.
Just wear whatever.
Yeah, wear whatever you want.
Don't wear anything.
I want to be talking. I want to be talking to you.
Less
if I didn't
is
think
more.
you were
I know that's
fresh.
actually Scott's answer.
So I didn't know if that was like something that goes through your head, like, fuck, what shoes am I going to put on? These guys are going to first. I'm going to judge you when you walk in the door. What'd I say when you first walked in? I gave you a dap and I said, yo, I see your shoes. So it's like, I look. And that's one of the first.
I look too, always. I mean,
the one time that I did that you did judge, and I was like, I remember I'm like, fucking not wearing these around this guy ever fucking in. Where's the Tinker Hatfields?
Oh, I remember that.
You stepped there, I was like, oh, that's all good. Just the Tinker Hatfields.
Yeah.
I was like, noted.
a little subtle jab.
I will say I do judge someone by their shoes. I do.
If you say you're a sneakerhead.
No, I judge you, period.
Well,
you can't. I mean, you can't. I mean, the random dude walking around.
I do.
I mean, nowadays I see the old dudes are the freshest dudes because they have like those on and shit.
Because they're already wearing dad shoes.
I judge
that
an
are
old
cool.
dude by his watch. Like if I look at someone I want to know if he's
I do that.
successful or not, I'm like, let me see what watch he's got on.
That I do.
Yeah, I've been doing
Kind
that.
of watch.
Yeah.
You learn a lot.
from a watch.
I've been watching this show called Marrying Millions, and it's about like usually like a it's about usually a sugar daddy marrying like a young chick, and then some of them I think they cap about how much, like if they're really millionaires, and I'll be like, look at his watch.
There's no way.
No way he's a millionaire.
There's no way at all.
Ian watches the craziest reality shows.
If you've
noticed
that we met with the suit.
He's from 90 Day Fiance.
The
Jabri. His name was Jabri.
not the guy with
No,
I don't know anything about this
I
show.
know that guy. He knows. Your wife would make me watch it?
No.
Don't lie.
I'm not gonna lie. I watch all the 50 Cent TV shows. All the one Power.
Power's a good one.
Yeah. No, I know all the trash TV.
That's it.
Trash reality.
I don't go anywhere.
I watched one thing for the last 5 months.
Golf.
I watched golf.
He's so deep into it. We're in the hotel and this fool's
Shark
falling
Tank.
asleep to just golf.
Shark Tank is cool. I think
You watch Shark
I
Tank
played my
every
best
time.
round
we
yesterday.
travel-
Did you? I'm not a golfer, even though I'm associated with one of the most impactful to the culture of golf brands in the history of golf.
I need you to put me in touch with the marketing team.
Okay.
I got to meet with these guys.
Yeah, well, just show up. It's they're right next door.
Oh, Larry, by the way, downstairs, did they ever give you? I got your shattered backboard
They
Jordan
did.
1 Lows.
They did yesterday.
Okay.
Yesterday,
Okay,
the
just
day
make sure
before
you
they gave
got
them to me. Yeah, crazy because I had no idea. I asked you about the Royal Blues, which I ended up just buying myself.
Yeah.
but
Larry just-
that was just a little
He
surprise.
just shaved 7 strokes off of his.
I did.
game,
I played
too.
my best golf.
I saw that. I
in
saw that.
'86.
Do you-
That's a big deal.
Have you heard of the good guys?
Yes, I
mean, through
that's what I'm
you.
saying.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's big into golf now,
I'm-
so
I'm-
now he needs to be
I'm in
connected.
there.
He needs to be
He was
connected.
just-
He was talking, but he didn't want to be like that guy.
He doesn't want to be the guy that
But
asks,
I mean-
but he
Or
does.
Just always be the guy. Like you're always not the guy when it's like a stranger. I'm not a stranger. But yeah, those guys like 1 million views per video. Like
Yeah.
they impactful more like they're changing the game. Same way that Google did. The same way that you guys were cornered into creating what you guys created. Like that's the same story that happened to Guggen, my fishing friends who essentially were told no by sponsors, by other brands. They're like, no, we can't sponsor you. You guys are YouTubers. You guys aren't pro fishermen. And then they're like, one guy has more of a social media presence on Instagram, just on Instagram, than any single one of all of your pros put together. Do you guys not see what's happening?
like think.
They didn't. And now guess what?
Now they're thinking.
They're
Yeah,
making
it's-
more than the fishing companies what were their sponsors.
A $100 million company.
Exactly.
It's insane the shit that these boys have been able to do, and also became the biggest, if not the competitor to everyone. You go to any academy, you go to Walmart, you go to any outdoor fishing spot, and the shelves for Guggen, they look like somebody just didn't
Yeah.
care about putting it up. But nah, everyone that fucks with them goes and takes all the baits
Love
and
it.
leaves everything else like neat, and the way that they displayed put them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
shut
so
those boys.
tight.
Yeah,
I love
that story.
I love the story of Lil Bro turning into Big Bro.
How do we get into what kind of product would we do if that was even a thing?
For what?
I think
To be on a shelf.
No, you're doing it with the t-shirts, the fashion, like
Yeah.
that. You guys are doing it. The next
We have
thing,
to do what we do. Clothes, shoes,
look,
accessories.
there's no doubt in my mind that at any point you guys are gonna pick whatever it is that you guys want to have your shoe of, and different iterations of it, just because of the impact that you're having, not just on. I mean, think about it, man. Up until this point, like even big fashion houses are just big fashion houses,
Yeah.
and there's you're buying a brand, and that's cool, right? Like we buy the swoosh, we buy the LV, like that. That's one thing, but the second that a brand is that impactful, but you get to know the people that built it,
We're definitely on the radar.
Definitely on the radar.
Definitely on the radar.
definitely on the radar. I'm not. I want to be.
Oh, you might be now.
Yeah.
You just held an eBay.
Sitting in
dunk.
this chair,
Yeah.
holding an eBay dunk. You're on
You're
the
now
radar.
on the radar.
You know, I'm on the radar. Yeah, let me know. I got good ideas. If I'm good for anything, it's good ideas.
Yeah.
Love it.
I mean, I feel like Nike's the only route I'd go, but I guess it just kind of depends on what kind of I'm allowed to work
After
with.
watching Ye, I'm just
yeah, he doesn't like
Nay.
it.
I'm just nay on,
What
on
do you guys? What do you guys think?
I mean, here's the thing: when shoes are tricky because it's hard to get your general consumer away from Nike or some of these bigger brands. However, what I will say is we do have plenty of people that we know in this industry that have been able to make their own iteration of a shoe and find a lot of success from guys like Kai, even all the way over to
Keto.
Keto wears.
You know what's crazy?
So-
I was watching Full Size Run, a snippet they were talking about, and they were like, Welty gets so mad when people are defending Ye because he's saying it's like, you think, like, Ye thinks he did all that by himself. But he's like, you don't think Adidas played the biggest role ever in manufacturing,
sure.
getting his shit pushed out there?
But hear me out though. So when you talk about Nike, you have, you know, hundreds of athletes and people that are all sponsored that are pushing this brand to make it real popular.
Yeah.
You don't have that over Adidas as much as you do Nike. So for having one individual that makes up a big market that makes the consumer want to come buy, and he has more control than like 50 influencers on the Nike board, I feel like he plays a big role.
Yeah. Now they did say that he
like single-handedly.
So you're Team Ye.
Scott's for sure Team Ye. Don't even try to adjust that.
I
You're
am Team Ye.
I'm Team
but-
Ye too, but I'm seeing both sides of it.
And that's kind of where I stand too. I'm always going to be Team Ye, but from from outside looking in, I definitely understand. But again, I hate the little bro situation. I hate to see Ye in the little bro
I'll tell you this
situation.
though, if Ye said don't buy those anymore, their prices they would drop.
Well, first of all, he doesn't have to tell me to not.
Yeah,
buy
he
it.
doesn't tell me either. I couldn't tell you the last. I don't think I own a 350.
The Beluga.
But you were
Anymore.
the foam runners religiously.
Yeah, 350.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think I own a 350.
Yeah,
No.
Belugas were the last ones I buy, and I don't even wear those anymore, and I don't even know what to do with them. I was thinking actually of sending the majority of all my, actually all of the Yeezys that I own to not the shoe surgeon. There's this other dude that does
The masks.
Smash.
But here's the thing. This is what you have to keep them
No, I will.
because
Maybe.
shoes and sneakers work in cycles, and there's so many shoes, there's
just
so
like
many
fashion.
SBs that I had that I gave away because SBs were worth nothing, and they are worth thousands of dollars now.
Yeah.
And I want them back,
Yeah,
and
if
I
you're
don't
not-
have
if
them.
you're not hurting
you're
for
not-
the money,
yeah.
then it's like
Yeah.
But no, it's not about the money. It's about acquiring
but
the shoe.
Some people at that time were like, "Well, I need the money more, and I need the shoe."
Yeah, no, I
I'll
get
let
it.
go.
I get it. But still, I'd
But
regret
to take,
selling them.
but to take a couple pairs of Yeezys and make a mask out of them, and then something happens 5-10 years from now,
Yeah.
and now those Yeezys are worth thousands of dollars.
That means
a
that my
piece. It's
mask.
like, I
that
just
means
go
that
in
my-
October.
That means that
Yeah.
my mask is worth more because it's an actual art piece from a different artist, which has the value.
I mean, that could happen.
Yeah, or I just put them in storage because they're taking up space. I can't tell you the last time that I reached to grab one and to wear it.
You just stash those.
I mean, the only
Forget about
shitty
them.
part about it is that, like, I had the Oreos and they were a $1,300 pair
Yeah.
of shoes. Then they re-retroed them, and now they're not worth shit.
Now it's a
I mean,
$300 shoe.
The
So it's
turtle
like-
doves, right? Like I beat those to shit.
Yeah.
That's why I'm really scared about like the Nike Yeezys right now, because what if Ye goes back to Nike, retros, Red Octobers, all
You
that
already
stuff?
know. That's
That
gonna
would
be-
No,
be a
if he went,
crime.
he would do it. He would
would
do
not.
it.
No.
He would
do
do
that.
it. He would
do that
1,000% do it.
first thing.
First thing he would do would be do that.
run it.
Go over because and then all those people that have $15,000 Red Octobers are gonna be sick.
Yeah, but they had a good
Including
run
myself.
of being the.
I get
They have
Yeah.
all the time in the world.
They did.
It came out in
They did.
2008, so
Yeah.
it's like 15.
They're probably
years.
crumbling, honestly.
They are.
They're already
unless
gone now.
unless they were using them.
My
Yeah,
pair's,
yeah, if
my
you
pair's
warm
not, but well, kind of is, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
so much.
I look on the Ye thing. I'm with the mentality of could Ye be that? Yes, of course. His impact felt 100%. He could do that.
But not solely.
He could do but not solely. Like I think that if you consider the fact that Nike was his partner, and he could have done the same thing that he did, but with Nike, like that's a no brainer. Yes, he could have. Could he have done that with a smaller brand? I don't know.
I don't think so. Because he
think
wouldn't have the
it-
manufacturing power.
Yeah,
I don't think so either.
and you know, obviously, and I didn't need somebody else to tell me this, but when they brought up this point, it was a really good point that, you know, I too said, I'm like, there's no chance that he accounts for that much percentage of that. And I can say the same thing about, like, you know, is Call of Duty, you know, only like if OpTic walks away from Call of Duty, does Call of Duty? No, hell no.
Yeah.
Did we have an impact? Yes. Do we account for more than 60% of the viewership when it comes to the competition? Absolutely. Skin sales and all that. Are we the majority? Yes. But if we leave, will the league suffer? Yeah. But will Activision as a whole suffer? Hell no.
Right.
he's going to
Hell
keep the
no.
ball rolling.
So again, you know, I can fight both sides and I'm understanding. But
60% though.
we're not, you know, yeah.
That's a big number.
That's a
You can
big
see
number.
it. You can see it.
for such a popular game.
Yeah.
He said it's trackable.
Let me ask you this.
The league portion of it.
Check my stats.
Do you have give me like a top 5 favorite video games ever?
Oh, for me,
Yeah.
Call of Duty, Minecraft, Battalion 1944, which was a game that was only around for a couple of months. It was beautifully made. And then after that, let's get into something fun. Zelda for sure.
Nice.
And
Classic.
Mario Brothers.
Can I say something? Did you see the news about 007?
No.
They're bringing it back,
Yeah.
remastered.
I'm Boris every time.
Yeah, for sure.
Although I did play it a lot, like I'm not interested.
Why? What? Why?
I just don't play video games.
I'm odd.
You don't
job.
play video games anymore.
I mean, I play Call of Duty. I don't play video games.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I play Fortnite.
I don't. Yeah, Fortnite. But you don't play video games. You play Fortnite. You're not playing a game that has levels and you are ranking up or you whatever. You're competing.
Oh, you're competing.
In the metaverse of Fortnite.
Like you're not playing the story mode where you're going through it.
I can't tell you the last time I played any story. I mean, aside from Zelda, I think
Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina of Time, my favorite game ever.
Amazing.
I never finished it on purpose. I never finished it because I didn't want my favorite experience in a video game to have an ending.
Yeah, that's what
It's open-ended.
that was kind of the relationship I had with Final Fantasy VII back in the day.
Yeah, yeah.
Tight. Well, I love that.
Yeah.
I appreciate this whole chat.
Yep.
We appreciate your friendship and obviously moving forward your partnership and just being an ally to us as certain people show their true colors and who's down for where the industry is moving and who's not. And so to have you as an ally, we're extremely proud and to have you with us in this journey. So whatever we can do to contribute and help, you know that you have somebody with us. You know
Thank
what
you.
I mean?
Definitely.
Thank you.
So
I mean, we asked a couple episodes ago, like who they want to see on here, and your name and Scump's name were brought up a whole bunch.
I can make both of those happen. I just made this one happen. Scump. The Scump one's going to be interesting because he doesn't really give a fuck.
I don't think he remembers meeting us.
No, he does.
He was very lit.
Yeah, he was super lit. Listen, you can count on Scumpy for 2 things. 1, to be the face of Call of Duty. 2, to keep his money where his money is. Right?
Yeah.
He makes all the most annoying thing that I'll say about Scump is that he makes so much, and it would be cool if he used it.
Yeah.
You know, but he just invests and invests and invests. Like, reward yourself. He just took his first vacation for the first time in 10 years to Hawaii with his girl. First time in 10 years.
What?
wow.
Yeah. That's the OpTic stamp. Like, we work. Goddamn.
Dedication.
So I was ready to cut this podcast off, but now I got one more thing for you.
I have nothing to do.
We first went to visit you at the HECZ quarters. Amazing facility. Love that place. Got to go back soon. But then the last time we came to visit you was at a new facility. We were downtown.
Yeah, downtown.
At American Airlines Center because you had a merger with another gaming company. So where did that how I just feel like that was like how
It
did that
surprised
happen?
everyone.
Yeah.
Look, Hector and I have had a relationship for a very long time. We've been not mortal enemies, but we've been mortal competitors. But the investment group is, is someone that I feel like I would gel well with, and I did. They're the people that I go to anytime that we are raising money for any of our businesses. Like, they're the first stop that I do. Because I know them, and they're cool people, and I like to work on successful things with people that I like to work with. If I have a choice, just like this, right, I'm going to go with the person that I know over just some investor that can, whatever. But yeah, that's the genesis of it. The investment group is somebody who I admire, and I've done not necessarily business with until this time, but I went to them for a lot of advice a bunch of times, and that's who I jive with.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So now
On the Scump thing, though, like it's only annoying because I want him to reward himself for the hard work, because he's going to resent it, right? Like, he's going to resent himself for the amment of work, and
And
I want
That's what these guys tell me all the time because I don't do shit.
Yeah.
You will, but so I was thinking, one, we'll bring him here and do the thing, but you guys gotta give him a makeover as part of the video too.
Yeah,
right?
Yes,
of course.
please.
That would be so
Let us.
tight.
We'll do three iterations. We'll have him dress him.
Yeah.
Pick something. You'll
Full
fit
Larry
it,
will get him a full
and
fit.
then you'll get him too.
All right.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, we can do a little sneaker shopping episode downstairs. I think it'd be
That
great.
too. Well, again, like I said,
Yeah.
When I brought that up, he's like, okay, but the company's paying for it.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
like he doesn't want to spend money.
Well, you let him know private.
Yeah, we'll take care of it. We'll take care of it.
No,
We'll take care of it.
He knows. Thank you, boys. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'm a big fan, and the reason that I chose to work with you guys or alongside you guys is because I see what's happening and I know what's going to happen. I've seen it happen a bunch of times, and this thing has come so natural to you guys, and you guys, I think you guys know because obviously you guys did it, but I don't think you really get it from my perspective as like how natural this thing came to you guys and why it clicked on me that I said, I'm like, I want to be a part of that in some way. When the light bulb went off was when you guys started doing the early bird awards.
Yeah.
I was like, fucking genius. You know what I mean? Because it was a natural thing that came to you. This is something fun that we're going to do. We're going to give the awards, right? And in the same time, like solidifying the authority that you guys like sort of bring to the table from a cultural perspective. So props on that. I admire the imagination.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks,
and on that note, episode 5. We'll see you guys next time. We're out.
Bye.